What up though? It's your girl Lemon. I'm here again with another video for you with the moon update. Currently the moon is transiting in Gemini, which is the Sun in Virgo's 10th house. So this is about us being able to communicate the status we have at this very moment during our harvest season. This is taking place right before the Sun moves into Libra, which will be on the 23rd and not the 22nd this year. Also, Virgo and Gemini, although both are an offspring energy of Mercury, are square energies, meaning square is a challenge. Some of you may have heard the term to square off with somebody. Yeah, that's pretty much the same thing. So this 90-degree angle between the Sun and the Moon creates a quarter square. And with this challenge, we have Saturn energy, since it's the 10th house, where our challenge mostly lies in our ability to be responsible for what we say, how we say, our responsibilities, being on top of them, being organized with them. With Virgo, are you being responsible with your manifestation skills, or do you lack the concrete knowledge and you're just going off of whatever's spinning around in your head? Now, Gemini is split into two different energies, because you got one side, the one body is completely emotional, and then the other body is completely logic. And Virgo is logical, but it's earth, feminine energy, so there's still some type of right brain activity to be felt, but at the same time logic comes first for Virgo. It has to make sense. Gemini is very airy, so a lot of thoughts pass through Gemini energy. So the moon today, we may have a different facts or truths that come up in our head that we can correlate to any given situation. Both Virgo and Gemini are both mutable signs, so they can go in any which way that you choose to put them. It's just that Gemini is, again, an air sign, so those thoughts and feelings might just come down randomly, and you might feel, because it's the moon, you might feel a mood or catch a mood to want to say or explain something that might be a truth, but it might not be factual to what the reality of the situation is, which is Virgo. Virgo is the reality, like Saturn. The 10th house of Virgo is Gemini. So Saturn is our physical reality, what's been manifested so far, thus far, and the structures that we need, the disciplines we need to invest ourselves into to continue to pull forth the type of energy or the wheat or the gains that we want to have in our lives for a long time. The 10th house is related to things that are long term. So what is long standing in your life? How are you thinking about it? Are you accepting the positives as well as the negatives that you see in the situation? Our willpower, or the Sun, is in Virgo again. So we have to decide whether we want to go this way or this way with each detailed piece as we trail off into the open door of Libra season. So with that being said, also want to point out, it's coming to me that, with Gemini energy, like I was saying, they both mutable signs. The energy can go either way, but you can make the choice to put forth your own personal power energy to manifest and to create and to think and to write and to communicate and to process information in whichever way you choose to that best fits the situation logically, because it's Virgo, and what other room for imaginative thinking. You can also leave a little space for that as well to balance out, because that area of imagination is also being squared off It's actually a Grand Mutable Cross that's going on. So I did a spread, specifically asking Spirit what's the best message for the unconscious and conscious community collective we're all a part of for this day. The Grand Mutable Cross means that at play we have all mutable signs from beginning to end: Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and then Pisces. The sun is in Virgo, the moon is in Gemini, Neptune is in its home sign Pisces, and also Neptune's ruler in ancient astrology, Jupiter, is in its home sign of Sagittarius. So we have these 90-degree angles all basically making a box with the plus sign in the middle of it. And it's like all systems go, but because it's mutable energy, it's like everybody is shifting. There's a big shift that has to take place and happen to course correct where we need to go in order to meet our other half of ourselves, the spirit we're connected to in the other realm. So our spirit that we connect to in the other realm. So first, the overall energy at the bottom of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune card. This is related to Sagittarian energy, but it's the Jupiter card, and as you can see here, it's a wheel. By the way, I am using a Thoth deck, which is Mercury. So this is a 10. So this is about completion. So like I was saying, with the big mutable cross, we're all being forced to shift or turn the wheel, so to speak, and adjust to what long-term lifestyle we've been looking to manifest since the Virgo sun has been transiting during this time, or its season. So I'll put that back. So Jupiter is about expansion, about things growing. It expands as far as it can until it reaches Saturn, which Saturn is the stop sign, the limitation, the restriction, the checkpoints to make sure all your ducks are lined up precisely. So if we're all shifting collectively, consciously and unconscious, subconsciously, if we're all shifting as a whole, like the whole earth is shifting in itself, this is an advantage to us. But like I said again, when it comes to mutable energy, you can guide the sun and the moon transit, the square, this challenge. You can guide the challenge in any direction you want it to go by using your own personal power in these areas. So the first card that we have is the Five of Swords, which is Mercury and Aquarius. So this is about knowing. Being a Aquarian native, I have an Aquarius moon, so my moon is being trined. Air and air goes together, makes more air. So me personally, I'm trying to be careful about what my emotions are suggesting to me with this moon in Gemini, because some thoughts can enter, or some type of, in this case with the Mercury in Aquarius, sometimes our communication can create a even flow or a nice easy breeze, I would say. With Gemini, there could be a breeze of information just flowing in and flowing out. It is a 5, so 5 indicates changes. So there is an indication or a sign that, maybe the moon, or whenever you catch a moon, it can cause you to feel compelled to share information that you know, and that information might actually change either you or the person you're talking to, or the information itself might be different than what it was before. So, and that's a good thing. It's definitely a good thing if you're willing to go with the flow of the universe. So we definitely want to affirm that I am always in flow with universal source, power, God, or whatever term you would like to use. Always affirm that when you first wake up in the morning, because sometimes we could turn ourselves in mentally a big web that we can't really cut ourselves out of. So you always want to be knowing, of course, of how you're feeling and how your feelings affect your thoughts. So being at the Gemini moon here today affects thoughts and feelings because it has those two bodies. We definitely want to make sure we have a balance. 5 is a number of balance as well in the change that we are manifesting as the wheel turns. So overall, so far we got the 5 of Swords talking about a change of mind, a change of knowing, or what our knowing is being elevated to a degree that is going to change everything that we thought we knew as is to something completely different, maybe weird, maybe unexpected, because that's just Aquarius for you. So we got some unexpected changes in our thinking, and here we have 20, which is the and. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, so if anybody knows, just let me know. But this is the card for Neptune. Right here, the Neptune card. And to me, this card just reads transcendence, or like dream of peace, you know. But the thing about Neptune, and it's being in this home sign right now, is that things are going to get way more delusional and mentally unstable. That's the best way I can put it. Things are going to get way more mentally unstable, and according to the foundation as we know it, key point there, things are going to get really out of space with us collectively, and we're all going to feel that subconsciously by being driven or drove to a point of where there's a need to express whatever imaginative world we've attached ourselves to. Now, with the Mutable Cross being at play, Neptune is a key player, and this is a trump card, so this is part of the major arcana. So this is something that's definitely going to take place, as well as the Wheel of Fortune card, that's also a major arcana. So this is about our light and our dark sides sharing in a beautiful song what realities that we may hope for to come, what dreams are we having lately, because Neptune, I believe, is retrograde right now. So what are the dreams that we're having? What do they mean to us? What is the significance of dreams to you? Of course, we already have a change of mind coming in from what we thought we knew, but the next step after Aquarius is Pisces. So yeah, you may know this, and yeah, you may get an update on your software, but now with the new software, you have new things that you can partake in, you have new things you can click on, you have new games to play, you have an update on the things that you already had, and you get to explore more about how far you're willing to go outside of your Virgo, box, or your tunnel vision, or is your tunnel vision wide enough to include a little bit of imagination, or is the imagination you're trying to include inside of that Virgo box that's always changing? Are you trying to include something that isn't stable, isn't going to expand you, isn't going to manifest the fruit that you've been looking to collect for a while now? Is it going to cause you to have certain belief systems that are not really for the long haul, that's not going to serve you in the long run? Because again, the moon is in the 10th house, and that's Saturn energy. So we have to look at the long term of the dreams and hopes that we have. So with that being expanded on, we have an opportunity to not be so critical of the hopes that we do have, because we do want to nurture ourselves, we do want to have compassion for others as well as ourselves, because maybe something that seems so simple to another person may finally hit us subconsciously in a dream, where we have to think like, you know what, I don't know why I didn't think of that before. I don't know why I didn't know that already. But now that I do, now I have a key that unlocked an entire another, broke down a whole nother wall that, I wasn't allowing myself to expand up to Jupiter. Jupiter energy is about expanding. No fortune, to get to your fortune. So, doing this challenge that we have with Virgo and Gemini, it's like, use the Piscean energy to create, or think about the hopes that we did have for ourselves, or even for others, because sometimes we have hope for others. Let those hopes that are not serving us go. Just cut them away, let them go. And nothing nothing is more confirming of that. I don't like kind, because I just don't like the kind thing, but nothing is more affirming than that statement than to see this be the last card. Now, this is the Seven of Swords. This is the Moon in Aquarius card. Okay, 7 is a number of separation and spirituality, getting in tune with your own self and your own privacy. And the Swords is air energy as well, being that it's Aquarius, of course. So this goes back to our thinking. So now that we have a change of thought and we're allowing ourselves to change what we know, we're allowing that category to get circled around a little bit to create more stability in the long run. And now we have room to imagine things being better than what you ever thought they were, and getting rid of the hopes and dreams that didn't work out and would not work out for a specific reason. It might not be the time for that to happen, because Saturn, the 10th house, rules time. However, this energy is about defying time, so maybe it's just not right now, but it's something else that's coming to you that you hoped for when you let go of the old hopes that you had. So here are more swords to cut out the lies that we tell ourselves, getting us to feel emotions that maybe we haven't felt before. Maybe we know exactly how we feel and think about certain situations, but we haven't expressed them to our completion for whatever reason. You may be holding back emotions that you know other people should know, but you're just deciding to hold on to it just because maybe you think other people don't care. Maybe you think other people will see you as being weird or out of this world, or just not like everybody else. And being that I am a moon in Aquarius and I have Uranus trining my ascendant, my rising house, I am all for I'm not all for making people uncomfortable with malicious intent, but I am all for making people understand how you feel, regardless of what the outcome may be. Because sometimes we do need to speak, we do need to share our feelings, and how you feel might be kind of hard to share with other people, because maybe their hopes and dreams are something else. Maybe they won't change their mind about certain things, but when it comes to your personal spiritual work that you have to do as your own spirit, you have to be honest about how you feel about things. You have to be able to share those facts, those truths, and hope for the best. Now, you always want to be responsible, of course. Like I said, the moon is in the 10th house, so you have to be responsible. You have to always be responsible for what you do. Your actions are always under surveillance. It might not be the police, it might not be your mama and daddy, but your actions are always under surveillance of the universe. And what you affirm with universe will come right back to you. So always affirm the truth. Always affirm your best, that you're going to be your greatest self when you complete whatever task is at hand in front of you. If it's a situation where You have to put in your 2 cents. Always have intentions on making it the best, whether it's with yourself one-on-one or with other people or with the group, family, friends, networking, buddies, comrades, whatever. Always put forth the best energy possible because it's going to come back. And like I said, we're having a shift going on. So everything that you've already planted, yes, come up, yeah, Virgo season is the time to start collecting everything. But now is the time to start anew with the sun moving into Libra, because Libra is a cardinal sign. It's about taking the initiative to do something. Just like Capricorn, Aries, and Cancer. They're the initiators. Libra is coming to initiate the fall of the sun. And the sun doesn't do well in Libra, but the good news, the best part of having your solar plexus energy vibrating with the Libra energy is that you get to feel what is fair for you and others. And because that's the willpower exchange we're diving ourselves into now, be be aware be aware that once you're done collecting all the gifts that the universe has provided back for you for all the work you did the first 6 seasons of the year, which seasons I mean Aries through Virgo, now is the time for you to share all of those gifts with another person or your other self. But nonetheless, be fair, be just, be of integrity. Okay? So, this moon in the 10th house of Virgo is a direct test of your integrity. Are you going to learn something and ante up your integrity, or will you choose to let your mind and emotions defeat you and completely annihilate who you believe you are and believe in illusion instead of believing the reality of what you know yourself to be? And that's going to do it for my quick session today. I am available and open for readings. I am it's so weird, but whatever. You can email me. My email is below in the description, or you can reach me on Facebook, Instagram. I am also available there at Star Regulus, or Instagram is King Regulus with an underscore. I thank you guys so much for tuning in here with me. I appreciate any and all feedback that you may have for me. Positive vibes only, of course. But I accept criticism, as I have 3 Virgo placements. Now, how you share it with me, I might be a little critical of that because I have 3 Virgo placements. So, I wish everyone a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. And let's gear up for the second half of our astrological year, which is the sun moving into Libra. A lot of indecision may come up over the weekend, but just know, as long as you hold yourself accountable for everything you partake in, you will be fine. Okay? Love you.